the last lesson in Chapter 8, Lesson 8.10, is how to graph these inequalities that we've been working with for the last 2 days. So our essential question, how do you represent the solutions of an inequality on a number line? So inequalities can have an infinite number of solutions. The solution of an inequality, x is greater than 2, for example, include all the numbers greater than 2. You can use a number line to represent all of the solutions of an inequality. So, like we talked about yesterday, okay, so let's say that this is 2 feet tall. In order to ride this roller coaster, you have to be at least 2 feet tall. Well, there's lots of people taller than that. They might be 8 feet tall. Well, okay, nobody's 8 feet tall. They could be a professional basketball player and be 7 feet tall. Most are under 6. Okay, so you just have to be greater than 2 feet tall. So there's a lot of solutions, is what they're saying. And now we're going to show how to represent that set of solutions. So the number line at the right shows the solutions of the inequality x is greater than 2. So the empty circle, or I say dot, the open dot, at 2 shows that 2 is not a solution. The shading to the right of 2 shows that the values greater than 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to infinity, are solutions to this inequality. All right, forest fires are most likely to occur when the air temperature is greater than 60 degrees Fahrenheit. The inequality temperature, T, is greater than 60 represents the temperature, T, in degrees Fahrenheit for which the forest fires are most likely. Graph the solutions of the inequality on a number line. Show the solutions of T is greater than 60 on a number line. Okay, so I think I need to show all the solutions that are greater than 60. So draw an empty circle at 60 to show that 60 is not a solution. Shade to the right of 60 to show that the values greater than 60 are solutions. So in other words, we're going this way because 70 is greater than 60, 80 is greater than 60, 90 is greater than 60, 100 is greater than 60, and put an arrowhead at the top because that shows that it keeps going on. It keeps going up from there. All right, try this. So now we're going to graph the solutions to the inequality y is less than 5. So we draw an empty circle at 5 to show that 5 is not a solution. So that's our first step. There's our empty circle. Shade to the left this time because this is less than to the left of 5 to show that the value is less than 5. So we shade this direction, put an arrowhead on it to show that it keeps going forever. There is no limit. And there's our graphing of the solution. Okay, so explain why y equals 5 is not a solution to the inequality. Y is less than 5. Well, it's this. This is the key right here. This symbol, the symbol less than, we'll write the words less than let's see, but not equal to, it's not equal to 5. But I'm hoping that we're going to get a couple of problems where it is equal to, I think on the next page. Here we go. All right, you can also use a number line to show solutions of the inequality that include the symbols less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. All we do is we fill in the circle. That's the only difference from what we've been doing. So the number line at the right shows the solutions of the inequality x is greater than or equal to 2. So if it has this little line underneath, then you fill in the dot. That's it. The filled in circle at 2 shows that 2 is a solution. The shading to the right of 2 shows that the values greater than 2 are also solutions. All right, so we're going to graph the solutions of the inequality on a number line. For W is less than or equal to 8/10. So because we've got this little line, that means we have a closed dot. So draw a filled in circle at 8/10 to show that 8/10 is a solution. So we do a filled in circle this time. Shade to the left because it's less than of 8/10 to show the values less than 8/10 are also solutions. So here we go. We're going left. So that is how you graph. W is less than or equal to 8/10. All right, here's another one. So we look for the little line, it's there, therefore the dot is going to be filled in. Draw a filled in circle at -3 to show that -3 is a solution. So it's n is greater than or equal to -3. So here's -3, it's filled in. We're shading to the right of -3 to show that the value is greater than -3 are solutions. Okay, so we go to the right. Okay, here's another one. This time it looks like they're going to give us the graph and we have to figure out the inequality. All right, that's fun. So use x for, or another letter, any variable you want for the variable in the inequality. So it's not equal to -2 and it's less than. So we're going to go ahead and use x. So the empty circle at -2 shows that -2 is not, I should have said is not a solution. So -2 is not a solution, but everything smaller than that is. The shading to the left of -2 shows that values less than -2 are solutions. So the inequality represented by the graph is x is less than 2. Oh, -2. X is less than -2. All right. Here we go. Let's do one more. All right, so we're going to draw an empty circle at 15 to show that 15 is not a solution. Shade to the m is less than 15. So we're going to shade to the left of 15 to show that the values less than 15 are solutions. So we have an open circle and we're going left. All right. So let's take a look at our notes. We have graphing of inequalities. So less than means you have an open dot or an open circle. Greater than, also open dot. Less than or equal to is a closed dot. Greater than or equal to is a closed dot. You first determine if it's open or closed. That's the first thing you do. If the solution set is less than the number, shade to the left. Both less than and left start with L. That's one of the ways I remember. They're both L's, so I'm going to go left when it's less than. If the solution set is greater than the number, shade to the right. Maybe you can remember there's an R in greater than and an R in right, if that helps you remember. And here's a couple of solutions. This one has an open dot. This one has a closed dot. That's basically it. It's a pretty straightforward concept. All right, good luck.